Hello students, this is Effective Technical Communication class and I am Professor Uma Joshi from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to discuss about a very important written communication, that is the business letters. Now organizations do written communication on daily basis through business letters or emails, and that is why writing business letters is a very important task in the life of a professional. So today we will see three different aspects of writing a business letter. Number one, we will see the standard elements, that is the components of a business letter. That means the components that we need to include in a business letter, no matter which type of letter it is. Secondly, we will see the additional elements of a business letter. That is, whenever required, we may include some other elements or components over and above the standard elements. And lastly, we will be talking about the formats of a business letter. Now, let us see what are the standard elements of a business letter. So, as you can see, this is how a business letter looks like, and these are the standard elements. So let us see them one by one. So the first element is the letterhead or the heading. Now the letterhead or the heading is the full address of the sender. That means if you are sending a business letter, then you will mention the full address of your organization. The letterhead also consists of all contact details like website address, blog address, or some email address or fax number. Whatever contact details are there, it is included in the letterhead. And the letterhead is also called the heading of a business letter. Generally, the letterhead is pre-printed. Now all organizations keep their letterheads pre-printed and it is centrally justified, but some organization may, according to their preference, keep it justified to the left margin, but usually the pre-printed letterheads are always centrally justified. Also, the letterheads are designed with the logo of the company and with the color code of the company, which shows the brand image of the company. So this is how the letterhead or the heading is written. Now the next element is the date. Now date is written leaving one line after the letterhead. Now will you follow the DD, MM, YYYY date format? No, you should not follow that, because you may have to send the letters to many different countries. Then if those countries don't follow the same format, then there will be a confusion. So that is why you must write in this manner, like 1st October 2020 or 1 October 2020. You can even write the name of the month in a short form like 1 OCT 2020. You may put the comma after the month name, or you may not put the comma after the month name. Now the next element is the inside address. The inside address is written leaving one line after the date. It is justified to the left margin and it is the full address of the recipient. That means to whom you are sending the letter. Now, if you know the name of the person to whom you are sending the letter or the designation of the person, you may mention the name of the person followed by the name of the organization and then the full address of the organization. You should also mention the PIN code of the organization. Now if you are sending the letter to another country, you must mention the name of the country in all caps. So that is so this is inside address. Now after the inside address, we have the salutation. Now how to write the salutation? So first of all, you may have learned in the schools that writing salutation formally means writing respected before sir or madam or before the name of the person. But that is not the case in the organizational world. In organizations nowadays, even the word dear is considered to be formal. So it is used in all organizations. So we will be writing a salutation like this. We may write down dear sir. We may write down dear madam. We may write down dear manager if we know the designation of the person. We may write down dear all if we are writing the letter to many people at the same time. We even write down dear Mr. Shah if we know the name of the person, or dear Mr. Ashok if that is the first name of the person. But never write down the name without the title like Mr. or Miss. You have to write down dear Mr. XYZ or dear Miss XYZ. If you miss the title, then it looks informal. Also, sometimes you may write down dear sir / madam, because if we don't know who is going to take care of your letter, you can even mention like this. And lastly, if you are writing it to your customers, you can write down dear customer. So these are the ways in which you write down the salutation. Now the next element is the main body. The main body is the main content of your letter. Now you may have written the letter for some purpose, so that is why you are writing all those things which are required to be written in the letter in this particular element. Now the main body starts with a small introduction about what you are going to write, followed by the next small paragraph where you may write the detail. So actually the business letter has 2 to 3 small paragraphs only. You may use lists, bullets, numbering, tables, whatever is required. If you have to put some data in the business letter, if it is required, you may put it in the main body. And remember that business letters are very crisp, so your main body should be very crisp and clear. So after the main body, what do we have? We have the complimentary close. Now we write complimentary close like this. Either we write yours sincerely, or we write yours faithfully, or yours truly. But nowadays the word yours is redundant and people just don't write that word. So they may just write sincerely, faithfully, or they may write down only truly. So this is the complimentary close. Now the last element of the business letter, and that is the signature block. So the signature block has the signature of the person who has written the letter or who has authorized the letter. Then after the signature, the name of the person who has signed it and the designation of the person who has signed it. So that is called the signature block. So these are the standard elements that we have seen till now. Now let us see the additional elements, that over and above the standard elements, if required, what we may put. So the first additional element we can see is the addressee notation. The addressee notation is written to limit the readership of a letter, and it is written after the inside address. It is either justified to the left margin or centrally justified. Now what do you write in the addressee notation? So for example, your matter is confidential and you have sent the letter to the organization. You want only a particular person to read that letter, then you will mention confidential in capital letters. So that is called the addressee notation. Now the next additional element is the attention line. So sometimes you may know that this particular person in that organization will take care of my work or will take care of my letter. So you will write kind attention and the name of that person, or sometimes even the designation of the person, so that you want to make sure that the letter directly goes in the hands of that person and your matter is solved within less time. So this kind attention is written below the addressee notation, and you may write down the name of the person or the designation of the person. After the attention line, there is subject line. So subject line we all have been using, and it is a very important additional element. Now it is taken as an additional element because sometimes people omit it. But then, as practice says, subject line should not be omitted, because subject line clarifies the content of the business letter. So the subject line is written so that the person, the reader, the person who is reading the letter will understand that what is the content of the letter. Now the next additional element is below the main body, or it is even after the signature block, that is after the letter is over, and that is the enclosures. Now many a times you will have to attach certain documents along with your letter. So whatever you have attached with your letter, you have to mention in this section. You have to write down enclosures and write down the list of all documents that you have attached with the letter. So that is the enclosure, and this is also justified to the left margin. Now after the enclosures, we have the copy notation. Now many times you will have to send the copy of the business letter to other people also for various purpose, because sometimes you just want to inform others that you have sent this communication to XYZ person, or sometimes you want that your work needs to be done faster, so that is why you are sending the copy to other people also. So the copy notation is the list of people to whom you have sent the copy. So it includes the names of those people. So how it is written? CC is written, and the full form of CC is courtesy copy. So you will write down CC, colon, and the names of people to whom you have sent. Now you all must have seen in the emails that there is a field of CC. So that is exactly the same as this copy notation. And lastly, we have the postscript. So the postscript is written at the end of the letter. Now many years back, when people used to write handwritten business letters or in the typewriter, and if they forgot to write something, then they had to write the postscript at the end. But nowadays we type the letter in the computer, so we can definitely edit our letter if we have forgotten. So nowadays we use postscript because we want to emphasize on something. We want to reinforce in the mind of the reader something that we have already written in the main body. So the postscript is at the end of the letter, and PS in short form is written, and the line that you want to remind is written there. So for example, if there is a sales letter, then at the end of the letter it must be written that please remember that the last date for the discount is 31st of October 2020. So this is called postscript. So till now we have studied the standard elements and the additional elements. Now let us see how to arrange these elements. That means how to prepare the layout of the business letter. Now preparing the layout or writing in a particular format is very important, because giving a format to a written communication makes it more clear and makes it look neat and clean. This is the first format, and this is called the block layout. Now as you can see, all the elements of the block layout are justified to the left margin except for the letterhead or the heading. Now letterhead or the heading may be centrally justified or left justified depending on the preference of the organization. If it is pre-printed, then it will definitely be centrally justified. So all the elements are justified to the left margin, and open punctuation is used. That means that no comma is kept after the addresses, because you have been habituated to put a comma after each line of address, but don't put any comma after each line of address in business letters. Now the next format is the modified block layout. As you can see, 3 elements are justified to the right margin. That is the letterhead, the complementary clause, and the signature block. Rest all is the same as the block layout. The next format looks similar to the modified block layout, and this is called the semi-block layout. Now here also 3 elements, that is the letterhead, the complementary clause, and the signature block are justified to the right margin, and rest everything is justified to the left margin. But the only difference is that the main body is indented away from the left margin. So all lines or all sentences of the paragraphs written in the main body are written away from the left margin. So this gives a very neat look to the business letter. Now the fourth and the last format of business letters is simplified format or the simplified layout. Now the name itself suggests that this is a very simplified layout. Now simplified layout is similar to the block layout. The only difference is that number 1, it is simplified because salutation is omitted. There is no need to write down the salutation. As such, there is no meaning to writing down salutation. So it is omitted. Secondly, the complementary clause is also omitted. No sincerely, truly, faithfully is written. Directly there is a signature block. And thirdly, the subject line is written in all caps, that is all capital letters. Now this helps the reader to directly look at the subject because everything is written in capital letter. So again, this helps in simplifying the letter. So in our today's lecture, we talked about the standard elements, the additional elements, and 4 different formats of a business letter. I hope you understood whatever I taught you today. Thank you.